we're gonna just use the basics: onions, peppers. We got a good cut of some steak right here, sirloin, top cut from the butcher, and I'm gonna season it. Throw all this stuff together, take it to the BlackStone, and then we're gonna make this into a masterpiece. All right, so now I got the meat. I'm gonna lightly season this because there's two things I'm gonna do with this meat. One, I'm gonna be cooking it on a BlackStone grill, which is gonna give this a flavor that no other flavor in your kitchen cabinet can give you. Number two, I'm gonna be seasoning it with a little bit of wet sauce, teriyaki sauce, a little bit of soy, and a little bit of, this little secret Asian spice that we use. But the wet sauces is really gonna give it some flavor. So don't mind the light seasoning on this, because you don't wanna over season your meat at all in any situation. That's just the worst. The worst thing you can do is give somebody some meat and it's over seasoned and they just sitting there with the I just bit into the lemon look on their face. You don't want that to happen. So, you make sure you keep your seasonings to a minimum. Let people salt it to taste sometimes. So all I'm doing right now is just hitting it with the basics, because I'm gonna be out there cutting this up and we're gonna get this, and that's it. That's it. A little bit of onion, garlic, and meat and salt and pepper. That's it. Now just gonna slice those down good, get them all sliced up nice and good, and then we're gonna take that to the grill. I got some rice cooking, because we're gonna top this straight on white rice. This is how you want to eat this, straight on white rice. So let's go ahead out here and check out this BlackStone, get it fired up. Like when you're cooking, you want to have a little bit of flavors in you. I'm drinking a Yingling right now. Have a little bit of flavors in you so your taste buds and your imagination can all go together. You see, cooking is an art. You got to be fully dressed for it, for the performance. And I ain't talking about the chef hat. So I'm gonna get some grease on there really quick. So I'm cooking on a BlackStone. I don't know what y'all cook on, but this is what makes all your food taste good. This is what you need. So this is gonna cook about the same time, but I always throw my meat on first. I don't like the raw meat next to the vegetables. I like to get my meat cooked just a little bit before I add my vegetables into the mix. So I'm gonna just start this first. Oh man, that already smells good. That smells good. And see, the quality of steak that you use is gonna make a big difference too. Like, you don't wanna just go get bottom round or whatever that $4 be. You wanna get a good cut of steak so that you can have, some good flavor up in there. I'm gonna just give this a few seconds to kind of get in and get around it. I'm gonna take the vegetables, throw those on, and then finish this off up. Get a little sear on each side. Just cook a little bit of that raw meat off it. That's pretty much, once it's get to cooking, because this grill itself, this grill top is like 500 degrees right now. So this thing is really cooking good. So it don't take much as far as how fast things cook. That's why everything when you cook it on the BlackStone gotta be prepped before you even step to the grill. Like don't even turn the grill on if you didn't prep your food yet, unless you're cooking a burger. Other than that, this thing is ready to cook when it's ready to cook. So now I got that on there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw my vegetables on. Vegetables on, a little bit of grease right there, and then you just put them on there just like that. And that's pretty much that. I'm gonna take my meat and just slide it over for a second. Now it's still cooking, but I'm gonna just slide it over for a second, spread it out while I focus on these vegetables, you know, just to get them started. And my oil that I use, a lot of people be using like vegetable oil, stuff like that. I use an avocado oil mixed with an olive oil blend. So this is good stuff right here that you can, you know, put on your food to keep it going, to keep the juices and the flavors in it without adding a whole bunch of cholesterol to your stuff. So that's a good, you know, kind of thing to keep in mind, like what kind of oil you use. It's gonna make a difference with not only the way your food tastes, but how healthy your cooking is too. So I recommend getting used to olive oil. You're not gonna tell the difference between that and vegetable oil. It's just better for you. And even avocado oil is pretty good for you. But like, you don't have to cook with the highest cholesterol oil there is for no reason, especially on a non-stick grill like this. All right, see, I got those vegetables going just a little bit. I'm gonna focus back on this steak. And I'm just keeping everything separate right just for the second, while it's you know, while it's still in the pre-cook stage. And I'm only cooking on one side of my grill a day. Usually I have 2 of these on, but I'm cooking on one burner. This side is pretty much, it's hot because this whole thing is hot, but it's not like this. That's why I'm kind of cooking right here in this section. But just so you can kind of get a understanding, you know, that's the kind of the cool down side right there. Come right back over here and it's like cooking. All right, so that looks good. Now I'm gonna get this in here, and we're just gonna mix this up and keep this going for about 10 minutes. You wanna get all of this cooked down, because you want that steak to cook really good. You don't wanna be serving bloody steak, none of that. I ain't that type. I like my shit cooked all the way through. A little bit of burn on it. A little bit of burn on it ain't gonna hurt more than me biting into some blood. It's bad enough I'm still eating meat. I don't need animal blood. Alright, that's looking good. This smells good too. Like, that's the thing. Yeah, like cooking with onions and greens. Like, the smell of food is just as good as the taste of it. Like, you ain't never seen somebody cook something aside from, you know, chitlins. I never had chitlins, but I mean, the smell of them when they cook it, it smells awful. But I guess it's supposed to be like a delicacy or whatever. Well, this is far from chitlins. This smells good and tastes good. To me, the smell is everything. I'm not one of those people who into just cooking something that looks good. It needs to smell good, it needs to taste good, and it needs to look good. So I will guarantee you that this particular meal right here smells delicious, and it's gonna taste delicious. And see, everything is non-stick, so you can just, this is a true stir fry right here, where you just frying it up. And see, this is what I mean by the uniformness of the vegetables. It's important that the vegetables are uniform because they're all cooking even, they're cut even, which means they're gonna cook even. It's not like some onions are gonna be too burnt or too done. You know, unless, I mean, you know, here and there, they're gonna have a few chars on them here and there, but as far as the overall consistency of the vegetables, you gotta have an even cut. And if you notice how the meat is cut, the vegetables are cut similar to the meat, because all of this is gonna be done at the same time. Right now I'm just stirring it around, just keeping it going. Keep that high heat on it. Making sure that meat is hitting that grill and getting a good cook. Finish up that yingling. And this is cooking really good. Now about 2 more minutes, I'm gonna add the sauce to this and kind of finish it off, because it's, if you can hear it, it's starting to get a little bit more quiet. That means all my juices is kind of about cooking out. So we're about right on track. That's looking real good. All right, so now we're pretty much done. Gonna do 2 little quick things. Add a little splash of soy sauce to it. Just a little splash. Because I already added salt, and soy is like, you know, it's got a lot of sodium in it. It's that really salt flavor. So you don't want to use too much of that. That's just to add a little kick. Then we're gonna be dousing it with the final sauce of the evening. Get that on there. And that's the magic. That's where it happens at. Oh man. Look right there. Just try one of these vegetables.